Morning, everyone. Can you hear me? I think you can. I can hear myself. Hello, Emily. Hello, Willow. Hello, everyone. Oh, how's that? I've just realised I'm wearing the same jumper that I wore on Tuesday. Whoops. Oh, Tony Eagleton's ready for the quiz. I don't know who that is, I'm afraid. Oh, Oscar's. Hello, Oscar. Hello. Hello. He's, he's sitting at my feet. Oh, hello. Are you saying hello? Do you want to come say look? Oh, hello. Hello. Are you coming up to say hello to everyone? Oh, this is a nice little treat for people, isn't it? What are you doing up here? Are you ready for the quiz? Oscar is ready for the children's quiz. Clearly. Hello, Neil. Hi, Rowan. As you can see, Oscar's just decided that he wants to... Oh, are you having a yawn? Wants to pop up and say hello. Hello. Oh, whoa, oh, I'm spinning round, which isn't always good. Oh, come on then. I can't pick you up from there. You'll just have to stay there and say hello from everyone. Hello, Daniel. Ready for the quiz? Good to hear it. No, you're fine. Don't worry. Oscar was just saying hello to everyone and now he's gone to get a tennis ball, I believe. We'll just wait a few more minutes and have a little chat and a catch up. How are you all? What have you all been up to this week? Anything interesting? Clearly, I haven't changed out of these clothes because I was wearing this on Tuesday. Oh dear. Honestly, I have got a different t-shirt on though. Gracious me. But anyway, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? Hi, Jeff. Oh, okay. Oscar would like to show you his tennis ball. Would you like to see his tennis ball? Oh, come on then. Right. Did you go and get it? Here, this is what he does. He just walks around with a tennis ball in his mouth. He won't let us throw it for him. Well, he'll let us throw it for him, but he won't bring it back. But yeah, he just likes to come up and sort of show people his tennis ball and then wander off again, don't you, mate? You're not a puppy anymore. You're too heavy to be held like this. We have been out for a lovely 45-minute walk this morning. It was quite funny because my husband usually walks Oscar in the morning and I walk him about 4 o'clock for anywhere between 40 minutes and an hour. And I said to my husband this morning, do you think I could walk Oscar this morning instead of in the evening? And he said, yes, why? And I said, well, because then when I've finished doing the live video, I can put my pajamas on for the rest of the day. And that's what I plan on doing, putting my pajamas on as soon as this is done and doing some reading and work in them. And I might go out in the garden with Oscar. But there he is with his tennis ball. He's always very happy to show you a tennis ball. Morning, Liz. Morning, Tilly. Morning, morning. Hello. Right, first things first, make sure you've got a name for your team. If you're working in your team, you might be working with parents, you might be working with your brothers or sisters, you might be working on your own. But think of a name for your team for our quiz and type it in the comments box. See if you can think of one. It might be Easter related. I've had a lot of chocolate since Lent is over. I really have. But I have started running again though. So I feel like that sort of cancels out the chocolate. And my very nice husband as well. Shall I show you? Me. I don't know. These arrived yesterday for me as a little present. Hotel Chocolat, yes. So exciting, I love these. That was my belated Easter present. Oh, Claire and Lizzie playing together. The Lockdown Loonies, love it. Brilliant Beans. What other names have we got? While you're thinking of names, I thought I would show you some books that I've read recently that you might enjoy. So I'm currently reading this one, The House of Hidden Wonders, which is really, really great. It's by Sharon Gosling and it's published by Little Tiger, and the illustration is by Hannah Peck on the front there. But it's set in the Victorian period and it's about a little girl called Zinni who solves crimes with the writer of Sherlock Holmes. And she lives sort of in the underground of the city of Edinburgh and is sort of like a street rat, I suppose, a street child. And she's trying to solve the mystery of a ghost and various other crimes. And it's really good. It's really immersive, very dark, fun, thrilling. I would probably say 8 and above, probably. But there's lots of history in there about the first female doctor in Edinburgh and all sorts of things. So it's really great for championing girls and how brilliant they are. So that's great. Oh, we've got some more names. We've got Phantomtastic for a team name. Brilliant. What other books have I been reading? Now, I got sent this. It's called a proof copy. And a proof copy is, they just send it to book reviewers and people that are dealing with children's literature. A bit before the book comes out. I think it's going to be out pretty soon, but it's called Evernight by Ross Mackenzie, and that is brilliant. It's one of the best books I've read in the last 5 years, I would say, easily. It's definitely for older children. I would say 10-year-olds up. There are some moments in it when it is genuinely terrifying, but it is so exciting. It's all magic and excitement and sort of dark magic taking over the kingdom. Really, really good. Great if you like fantasy. So if you've got any children that like fantasy and sort of adventure and excitement, this one's really good. Evernight. Another book that's going to be out soon. It was due to be out in May, but it might be out in June. Again, this isn't the final front cover. I got sent an early copy of this. This is Jungle Drop by Abby Elphinstone. It says, "Are you ready to discover another unmapped kingdom full of magic, adventure, and the wonders of the wild? When Fox and Fibber Pettisquabble stumble upon the kingdom of Jungle Drop, they find themselves on an incredible adventure in the glow-in-the-dark rainforest full of golden panthers, gobble-quick trees, and enchanted temples. But with the fate of 2 worlds in their hands, will the twins be able to work together to defeat Morg and her dark magic?" Another really great book by Abby Elphinstone. She's one of our great children's writers of recent years. And the book before this is Rumblestar. And the book that introduced the series was a World Book Day book called Everdark. So you might have read that one if you had your World Book Day vouchers from a few years ago. But Jungle Drop is really great, and I think it's out in either the end of May or June. The last one that I've got that I really enjoyed, I read this a while ago, and it actually it's in the Reading Realm app, Knights and Bikes. So if you go into the app, if I can remember how to get into this, there we go. If you go into the app, you will find, hopefully, somewhere, oh, there it is, Knights and Bikes in there with all the games and discussion guides and quizzes and everything. But that's really good. It's written by Gabrielle Kent. And it's a really fun for children in year 3 and 4, I would say. So 6, 7, 8, really great adventure with the Penfersey Knights and a little girl called Demelza, and she has got a pet goose, and she sets off on an adventure, and it's got all sorts of sort of fun and silliness in it, but it's really good fun. So there we go. And my very, very last one is a special one because we've got another competition coming up soon, and it's superheroes. Here come the superheroes. Raps and Rhymes to Save the Galaxy by Neil Zeta and Chris White. Really great book. It's got a lovely sort of that comic book style to it, that bright, colourful comic book style to it. All poems about superheroes, but we are going to have a superhero themed competition in the next few weeks that I'm just sorting out. So that's really great. Another great book. Okay, so are you ready then for our little quiz of the day? We've got 20 questions. I'll do 10 questions and then we'll mark it, and then another 10 questions and then we'll mark it again, okay? So this time we've got some questions about books, we've got questions about global warming and plastic, we've got questions about history, and we've got questions about the human body. So a general quiz for you. And as always, you can do A, B or C as your answers. Okay, so you just need to put down 1 to 20 and you're just going to write down A, B or C. Okay, so are you ready? Let's give me a like or a love if you're ready for our quiz today. I shall have a little sip while you do that. Pen, pencil, paper, make sure you're ready. Okie dokie then. Okay, whew. Here we go. In James and the Giant Peach, this is question 1. In James and the Giant Peach, which birds helped power the peach while it floated through the air? In James and the Giant Peach, which birds helped power the peach when it floated through the air? Was it A, peacocks, B, seagulls, or C, blackbirds? So which birds helped the peach float through the air in James and the Giant Peach? Write down A, B or C. You can put the answers in the box if you want to, or you can scribble them down on a piece of paper. It's up to you. Okay, next one. In what series of books will you find Thingamy and Bob? In what series of books will you find Thingamy and Bob? Is it A, The Lord of the Rings, B, The Moomins, or C, The Borrowers? So which characters are Thingamy and Bob? What series of books are they in? Lord of the Rings, Moomins, or The Borrowers? What do you think? Are we done with that one? Brilliant. Okay, next one is a plastic themed question. What percentage of plastic products goes unrecycled even if they're put in the recycling bin? What percentage of plastic products goes unrecycled even if they're put in the recycling bin? Is it A, under 60%, B, 75%, or C, over 90%? What percentage of plastic products goes unrecycled even if they're put in the recycling bin? You might want to have a chat. It's a tricky one, that one. I got the answer to this one wrong. Okay, this one's about one of my favourite poems. So, in 1818, Percy Shelley wrote a poem called Ozymandias. It was inspired by a relic from ancient Egypt. What was the relic? So in 1818, the English poet Percy Shelley wrote the poem Ozymandias. And it was inspired by a relic from ancient Egypt. But what was the relic? Was it the Great Sphinx of Giza, a fragment of a statue of King Ramesses II, or the mummy of Hatshepsut? I should have practiced that one, shouldn't I? Hatshepsut. So, the poem Ozymandias, what was it inspired by? The Great Sphinx, a fragment of a statue, or the the mummy of Hatshepsut? A, B, or C? Have you got an answer? Brilliant. Okay, are we done with that one? Yes. Okay, next one. A science question. Very interesting. How many individual hairs do most people have? How many individual hairs do most people have? I believe this is just all over the body. Okay. How many individual hairs do most people have? Is it 100,000? Is it 7,000? Or is it 22,000? So how many individual hairs do most people have? 100,000, 7,000, or 22,000? That was number 5. Have you got an answer? Just have a guess if you don't know. Okay. Oh, there's dissension in the ranks. Mrs. Cow is not impressed. Is it harder than normal? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Next question then, number 6. What everyday activity counts for almost a quarter of the carbon footprint of a typical UK home? What everyday activity counts for almost a quarter of the carbon footprint in a UK home? So is it driving to work? Is it B, heating up water? Or C, leaving the light on? So what everyday activity that we do in our home counts for almost a quarter of our carbon footprints in the UK? Is it A, driving to work, B, heating up water, or C, leaving the light on? Tricky one, that one. I got this wrong when I did this one. So a quarter of our carbon footprint. Okay. Oh, just put that out there a little bit. Okay. You've got a line from a book here. The first line in a book, you just need to tell me what book it's from. Okay. Miss Cackle's Academy for Witches stood at the top of a high mountain surrounded by a pine forest. Miss Cackle's Academy for Witches stood at the top of a high mountain surrounded by a pine forest. Is that the first line from A, The Worst Witch, B, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, or C, Gobelino the Witch's Cat? Miss Cackle's Academy for Witches stood at the top of a high mountain surrounded by a pine forest. Is that the first line from A, The Worst Witch, B, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, or C, Gobelino the Witch's Cat? Which one do you think it is? A, B, or C? And that was number 7. I do love a drop of Vinto. Okay, number 8. Where am I? Number 8. What is the tube that carries chewed up food into your stomach called? What is the tube that carries chewed up food into your stomach called? Is it the trachea, B, the liver, or C, the esophagus? So what's the tube that carries chewed up food into your stomach? A, the trachea, B, the liver, or C, the esophagus? So if you've done digestion and the human body in class this year, you might know this one. The tube here. Trixie. There we go. Okay, 2 more left in this round. We're done with that one. Woo! How much of the world's food produced in a year is thrown away uneaten? How much of the world's food produced in a year is thrown away uneaten? Is it A, 1/4, B, 1/3, or C, 1/2? So how much food produced in a year throughout the world is thrown away uneaten? Uneaten. Is it A, 1/4, B, 1/3, or C, 1/2? Remember, as always, if you're not sure, you can always have a sensible guess. How much food throughout the world do we throw away uneaten? Okay, number 10, last one in this round. In the Mr. Men books, what is the secret of Mr. Strong's strength? In the Mr. Men series, in the Mr. Men books, what is the secret of Mr. Strong's strength? Is it A, banana milkshakes, B, afternoon naps, or C, eggs? What's the secret of Mr. Strong's strength? Like, what does he do to get really strong? A, banana milkshakes, B, afternoon naps, or C, eggs? Done? Finished? Do you want me to ask any other questions again? If not, we will go through the answers. How exciting. Let's have a look then. Right, so we had 10 questions for that first round. Let's see how you got on with the answers. So I'll write down 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the first question was, which birds helped James and the peach fly through the air? It was, of course, B, seagulls. They attached some string to the seagulls, didn't they? And they got enough to lift the peach into the air and fly to New York. Okay, 2. In what series of books will you find Thingamy and Bob? It was B, the Moomins. Thingamy and Bob are in the Moomins. Number 3, what percentage of plastic gets thrown away unrecycled, even if it's put in the recycling bin? I was shocked at this one. It's C, over 90% of plastic goes unrecycled, even if we put it in the recycling bin. That's unbelievable, isn't it? I've managed to get myself a lovely crown of feathers at the back here, but what can you do, really? Okay, next one. Ozymandias by Percy Shelley. Would you like me to read it to you? Probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway. One of the poems that's going to be featured in the poetry app soon. Ozymandias. There are actually 2 versions of the poem. One was written by Percy Shelley, and the other one was written by Horace Smith. They had a competition of who could write the best poem on the same theme. So let me just get it up. Ozymandias by Percy Shelley. I like this one. It says, I met a traveller from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert, near them, on the sand. Half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptors well those passions red, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty in despair. Nothing beside remains. Round and decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Brilliant poem up there about power and decay and time. But Ozymandias is based on a fragment of a statue of King Ramesses II. So the answer for that is B. You can get a clue. It says 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone. So there's these legs of stone standing in the desert, and they are fragments of a statue of King Ramesses II. A good poem to do if you're doing the ancient Egyptians and you're a little bit older. Okay, number 5. How many individual hairs do most people have? The answer is 100,000. That is, of course, on average. How many individual hairs do most people have? The answer is A, 100,000. Who would have known it, A? What everyday activity counts for almost a quarter of our carbon footprint in a typical UK home? I thought it was either going to be driving to work or leaving the lights on, but it's actually heating up water. Counts for a quarter of our carbon footprint in a UK home. Who got that one right? Put a comment if you got that one right. I thought it was going to be driving to work or leaving the light on. Although I think people are much better at turning the lights off now, maybe. Do you turn your lights off at home? Do you remember? Okay. Number 7. Miss Cackle's Academy for Witches stood at the top of a high mountain surrounded by a pine forest. It is, of course, The Worst Witch. A wonderful set of books. What is the tube that carries chewed up food into your stomach called? It is the esophagus. Definitely not the liver. Well done. Number 9. How much of the world's food produced in a year is thrown away uneaten? This was a bit of a shocker. How much of our food that we produce in a year is thrown away uneaten? The answer is a third. So the answer is B. A third of the food produced throughout the world is thrown away uneaten. It's unbelievable, that. I was really shocked by that. And last one. In the Mr. Men books, what's the secret of Mr. Strong's strength? It's not steroids, Neil. It is C, eggs. So give yourself a pat on the back and a round of applause. How did you get on out of 10? How did you get on? Comment in the comments box. What mark did you get out of 10? It's a bit trickier, that one, actually, wasn't it? I apologise. Do I? Yeah. Okay. Are we ready for round 2 then? I think this one is a bit easier. Yes, I think it is. Don't berate me if it's not, though, please. Oh, Mrs. Cowie, dreadful. Oh, no. Some 7s out of 10s. Well done. 5 out of 9 out of 10. Oh, well done. Okay, next round then. So you can either put number 11 or go back to number 1. It's up to you. So next question, number 11. The mole had been working very hard all the morning, spring cleaning his little home. What's that the first line to? Which book is that the first line to? The mole had been working very hard all the morning, spring cleaning his little home. Is it A, Wind in the Willows, B, The Animals of Farthingwood, or C, Matilda? Oscar's just playing with a tennis ball. Oscar? Okay, right. So, the mole had been working very hard all the morning, spring cleaning his little home. Is that Wind in the Willows, Animals of Farthingwood, or Matilda? Next question. Which British archaeologist discovered Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922? So who discovered Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922? Was it A, Howard Carter, B, Corey Carter, or C, Jimmy Carter? So who discovered Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922? Howard Carter, Corey Carter, or Jimmy Carter? It's a British archaeologist. Got that one? Okay, we'll move on to our next question. Where are we? Okay. The first place that I can well remember was a large, pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. The first place that I can well remember was a large, pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Does that line come from A, Treasure Island, B, Black Beauty, C, Rumblestar? The first place that I can well remember was a large, pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Is that from Treasure Island, Black Beauty, or Rumblestar? I feel like Mrs. Cowie and Mr. Zeta aren't taking this quiz seriously, you know, children. I feel like we should sort of give them a little rap on the knuckles or something. Okay. Next one then. Another first line. Which book is this first line from? These two very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. These two very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. Is that from A, The Twits, B, Matilda, or C, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? These two very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. Is that from The Twits, Matilda, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Next one. Are we done with that one? We're done with that one. Okay. 15 or number 5. How do many historians believe Queen Cleopatra died? How do many historians believe that Queen Cleopatra died? Was she A, eaten by lions, B, killed by Emperor Octavian, or C, bitten by a snake? How do people think that Queen Cleopatra died? Was she eaten by lions, killed by an emperor, or bitten by a snake? What do you think? Queen Cleopatra. You might have read Antony and Cleopatra by Shakespeare, possibly. How did Queen Cleopatra die? Lions, killed by an emperor, or bitten by a snake? Okay, next one. Oh, so many pieces of paper on my lap here. 16. We've got another first line. What book's this from? Where's Popper going with that axe? Where's Papa going with that axe? Is it from Charlotte's Web, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, or C, A Wrinkle in Time? Where's Popper going with that axe? Very famous first line. But is it from Charlotte's Web, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, or A Wrinkle in Time? You can probably work it out. You might have seen the film. Okay, let's move on. How long is the small intestine in a human adult? How long is the small intestine in a human adult? Is it 10 centimeters, 1 meter, or 5 meters? How long is the small intestine in a human animal? A human adult, sorry. The small intestine in a human adult, is it A, 10 centimeters, B, 1 meter, or C, 5 meters? What do you think? Okay, next one then. Which animals were seen as magical and sacred in ancient Egypt? Which animals were very important, very sacred in ancient Egypt? Was it A, butterflies, B, cats, or C, elephants? Which animals were viewed as sacred and very important? And I think it was actually against the law to kill one of these. And they were often buried in the pharaoh's pyramid and chamber with them. Was it A, butterflies, B, cats, or C, elephants? Which one do you think it is? That was number 8 or 18. Next one then. We've got 2 more questions. It's so sad. It's over so quickly, isn't it? 19. If you went too near the edge of the chalk pit, the ground would give way. Barney had been told this often enough. What book is that from? Is it A, Not Now, Bernard, B, The Worst Witch, or C, Stig of the Dump? If you went too near the edge of the chalk pit, the ground would give way. Barney had been told this often enough. Which book is that from? So write down A, B, or C. Now, we've definitely had one of the books on here, so we know it can't be one of these. Okay, last one. Another opening line from a famous children's book. Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. What book is that from? Is it The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Is it B, The Jungle Book, or C, Prince Caspian, which I believe is the 3rd book in the Narnia series? So once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. Is it A, B, or C? And we're done! Are there any questions you'd like me to go over again? Just comment in the box if there's a question you'd like me to repeat, and I can do that for you. If not, we'll go through the answers. I'll move this again so you can see. Okie dokie. Those questions were much better. Yeah, I think they were a bit easier, those ones. Maybe I made it a bit mean the first round. Okay, so either 11 or number 1, however you've sort of worked out the second round. The mole had been working very hard all the morning, spring cleaning his little home, is of course A, The Wind in the Willows. The Adventures of Mole and Mr. Toad, Grumpy Badger. Next one. Which British archaeologist discovered Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922? It was Howard Carter. Although he didn't discover it alone, there were others in the team. But it was not Corey Carter and it wasn't Jimmy Carter. Number 3 or number 13. The first place that I can well remember was a large, pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Is from Black Beauty. It's told from the perspective of the horse. Number 4 or number 14. These 2 very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. It is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This was on TV the other day, actually, the original one. Very odd film. Very, very odd film. Okay. Number 15 or number 5. How do historians believe that Queen Cleopatra died? There's sort of a myth around how she died. And many historians believe that she was C, she was bitten by a snake. There you go. Very sad. Number 6 or 16. Where's Papa going with that axe? It is from Charlotte's Web. A wonderful story. Um, 17 or number 7. How long is the small intestine in a human adult? It is roughly 5 meters. So the answer is C. Number 18 or number 8? Which animals were sacred in ancient Egypt? Cats. Cats. Not the film Cats with James Corden, but the animal cats. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement. Cats were sacred in ancient Egypt. Number 19 or number 9? If you went too near the edge of the chalk pit, the ground would give way. Barney had been told this often enough. Is from Stig the Dump. Stig the Dump, that classic children's book. I did not understand it at all as a child. I had no idea what was going on in the book because I didn't really understand what a chalk pit or a quarry was. So I had no idea where the book was set and how this sort of Stone Age person was meant to be there. And I reread it with some year 3 and 4 children and they did not enjoy it at all. But isn't it odd? Isn't it odd? It's a much loved book. Maybe I need to give it another go. Okay. Number 19 or number 9? No, I've done that one quite clearly. 20, last one then. Once there were 4 children whose names are Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy. It is of course from A, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So, how did you get on in the second round? I think we've agreed that the second round was much easier. Did you do better? Perhaps you can give us your scores either out of 10 or you could add both of them together and see what you got out of 20 overall. What did you get out of 20? I think I would have been all right on the second round, but I think a lot of the first round I don't think I would have got right. Oh dear, the Eagleton family. Oh dear, 10? Oh my goodness. 17 out of 20 for Neil Zeta. 18 out of 20. Is that Rowan? Oh, Dad, did you get 17 and Mum got 10? Lillian. Oh, you got 10 in that round, Dad, I see, and you got 17 overall. Lillian got 9 on this round. 15 out of 20. 10 out of 10, then 18 out of 20. Well done, Willow and Claire. Oh, very good, everyone. Well, that was our quiz of the week. We're done. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Yay. I hope you got on in well and enjoyed the quiz. I'm just sorting this out. Yep. So that was our quiz for the week. Remember, we're not here tomorrow, but next week I've got quite a lot of work on for the next few weeks, and I can't tell anyone what it is at the moment. But yeah, I've got quite some exciting work and news coming out soon. But it means the next few weeks are really quite booked up for me. But I've decided I'll do Tuesday and Thursday every week for you, okay? Doing it once a week was really great fun, but it just takes a lot of time because I know it looks like I don't really plan anything and I just sort of make it up as I go along. Which to some degree is true, but it usually takes a couple of hours to plan what I'm going to do and find all the resources and print quizzes out and things like that. So I'm going to do Tuesday and Thursday, if that's okay, for the next few weeks, which will just allow me to do some other work, which is very exciting. So I'll see you next Tuesday. We will have a competition running for the next few weeks. That I will let you know about next week, and it's linked to lovely Neil Zeta. He's said he'll run another competition linked to some of his new books, Superheroes and Supervillains as well. So lots to look forward to over the next few weeks. So we'll be doing Tuesday and Thursday every week just for the next few weeks while I sort out work things and various projects and things. Okay. I hope you've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. We've really gone on this morning, much way over time. Anyone that has ever worked with me in a classroom knows that this happens very often, because I get excited about things and we get carried away. But that's the fun of learning. So anyway, and I'm rambling now. Anywho, hope you enjoyed the quiz. Well done. Keep reading, everyone. Perhaps you could let us know next time we meet up. You can let us know in the comments box what you've been reading and all of those sorts of things. We will see you next week on Tuesday and Thursday for some more book themed fun. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at The Reading Realm. If anyone wants to download the Reading Realm iPad app, please do. And if anyone's downloaded it already, if you wouldn't mind leaving a lovely, nice review in the App Store, I would be hugely grateful. Take care, have a lovely few days, and I will see you next week. Bye.